Hello, friends, and welcome to Mass Effect D&D's Astral Expanse campaign, my personal homebrew sci-fantasy clusterfuck. I am your host and dungeon master, Josh, and these are my wonderful players. We have Fiery Ice, fellow
Yo.
YouTuber and recorder. We have my beautiful boyfriend, Levi.
Hello.
We have Matt,
Hello.
our resident Scotsman. We have Fenix from Arizona.
I exist.
Yes. We have Madi,
Hello.
who is currently driving home and will be probably muted until she gets home. We have Maou.
Hello, everyone.
We have Nate, whose name rhymes with late, who will not be going on today's date.
That's a good one. Good one.
And the reason you chose to say that is because of fate.
Did you say tech?
Well, actually, it's a work schedule.
Hi, and I'm also here.
Work schedule
Yes.
is fate.
But no, I didn't. I
It's
didn't
true.
say tech. I was getting around to it. Thanks for the disruption, all of you wonderful little minions.
Minions, yes.
Hail the great one! Hail the great one!
Today marks the start of officially session 1 because it took us 2 whole sessions of at least 3 hours each to do the prologue. Anyway, and now we begin session 1. Nate's character V has basically contacted your benefactor, a mysterious dragonborn woman named Karma, and has basically informed her that the party is completely together, and pleased, she has instructed the lot of you to return to the On the Rocks pub nightclub thing in the spaceport of Respuga, which, for those of you who skipped the prologue like a bunch of chumps, is an old mining platform built into the ruins of a planet that exploded in a mining accident that has been turned into a den of iniquity. Let's put it that way. So the ship... I just realized I forgot the music. You know what? Who needs music? Dead silence in between my speaking is the best thing ever.
You could call it Dead Space, eh? Eh?
You know what? Just the fact that you mentioned Dead Space now means that all the Dead Space fans are going to come here and expect body horror. And I'm okay with that. Because
Well,
I took some inspiration from Dead Space for some of our later sessions.
I
Wow.
count every time Job loses an arm as body horror.
For all the
I mean, it
techniques.
literally is. Like, Oddjob is basically a robot corpse. Like, he's literally like he's a fucking robot zombie. Like, bits are just falling off of him every time he moves.
in a
Someone-
hilarious
someone put him
slapstick
down
fashion.
already.
See, I had the music ready, and then everyone started talking, and brain cells started leaving me. There. So, the ship lands in the docking bay, and a sort of crystalline globe, half globe, encompasses the docking bay to give atmosphere, and you guys basically go down a tube, so to speak, sort of like a hermetically sealed tube that leads into the installation itself, and you go back to the On the Rocks pub. Time has changed significantly. You've come back probably around midday for the spaceport, which the ruins orbiting what's left of the planet's core is exposed out of one side of it because part of the planet exploded, and that basically serves as the sun for for the spaceport. You go into the pub, and you come back in to where Karma, as she's calling herself, is currently awaiting you. V goes and stands to the side like a good little messenger boy. Sorry, Nate, you couldn't be here, and I don't really know what to do with V other than to have him be Karma's benefactor times
Just
2
out the window.
thing.
I
There
think
are
it
no windows.
has Dagg.
Let me rephrase that. There are no openable windows because that would be fucking stupid on a space station.
That's true. Has Dagg made a full recovery now?
Yes, actually. On the way back, because it would have actually taken time, Dagg would have woken up, and the ship's medic, Tremlaire Lethay, a drow, a very portly drow man with a comb mustache, a bowler hat, and a vest and waistcoat, would have basically alerted the lot of you to his waking up in his typical manner. You probably would have heard it on the intercom. Well, he's woken up. Do you want to come and greet him, or do you want to leave him to lay here and rot? Because either way, I don't give a damn. He's all my responsibility now.
Oh, brutal. But yeah, Threava will be murdered first at that moment. If not the first.
Job probably would have gotten there second.
I imagine so.
Nebula
So,
doesn't leave her quarters. That's all I'll say.
So, going into the med bay, you see this Tabaxi, this white tiger Tabaxi, who is laying in bed. He's been bandaged and he's been given medication. There's really bad hospital food on a tray next to him that he has refused to touch because it's awful. It's like broth. It's basically just broth. He's not allowed to have solids yet. But he is conscious.
Good.
Is this unit stable?
It's your cue, babe.
Levi. More
I guess you
unusable
didn't
footage.
survive.
Just flatline on the monitors.
Is he saying anything in the text session text?
He just said, hang on a moment. Audio issues.
Ah!
Please,
Technical
please
issues.
wait.
Do you guys remember when Critical Role started and this exact same thing happened? We're like totally twins.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
Definitely the same sort of following.
We're all prolific voice actors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Very prolific voice actors. I've been in about everything for the past 22 years.
Yeah.
I dabble.
Also, while this is going on, I should mention I forgot. I wanted to have a disclaimer at the beginning of the session, but yes, during the last session, the one directly previous to this one, we were introduced to the elves, and I decided that they should all have French accents. A lot of you probably realized that it wasn't anything near to a French accent. My first time ever doing a French accent in my life, it was going to be comically bad. I am aware of this. You don't need to point it out. Thank you.
Do German next.
Scandinavian.
I actually studied German in high school for 4 years, and the most I remember is Entschuldigung, mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut. Sprechen Sie English? Which literally means, I'm sorry, but my German is kind of bad. Do you speak English?
And then they say 9, and then you're like, well, I can't help you.
Also, the boyfriend is with family, and they're currently watching a thing in the background, so you'll have to please excuse any noise. We apologize in advance for this unprofessionalism.
I mean, there's no need to apologise. I'll just cut all this out.
Yes, cut out my essential dialogue.
Don't cut out the
Yes.
disclaimer, or I'll kill you.
Oh, okay.
Is this
So-
unit alive?
I kind of open my eye and I look around. What's the first thing I see?
The first thing you see, you'd see a group of strangers who you've never seen before looking over you. Is Gawhyl there?
I think he'd still be with Nebula because he's still trying to get used to everyone at the moment. So he's probably
You
staying
see a
bit
bunch
quiet.
you see a bunch of strangers. One of which is a very like redneck robot in the fact that it's been put together out of car mufflers and other things. Very just ramshackle, old Warforged. Is PakPak there?
Yeah, he'll be there.
One of which is to the side of your bed and barely comes up over the top of the side of the bed. But you also see a cyborg woman, a human cyborg woman, assuming Threava is there. The captain
Yes.
will also be there. I think it should go without saying that the captain would also be there, considering you are now technically a part of his crew.
So this is really sudden, right?
Yeah, like you wake up. The last thing you remember is being on Ganymede, having had your terrible accident on Ganymede, Ensol saving your life, and basically going into panic mode to try and protect the city, and then you felt weak, dizzy, and then the next thing you know, you're waking up here.
So I'm kind of probably still in this fight or flight mode, and I reach for like any kind of weapon, and I bounce out of the bed essentially.
Boy, settle yourself. We're not here to attack
Full
you.
on, scaredy cat, you know, haunches up.
I basically say, sell yourself. We're not here to attack you.
And you would also hear Ensol as well, Dagg. Please, Dagg Harlock, remain calm. These
What?
individuals saved your life.
Okay. So I kind of sit up, heart still racing, looking around at everyone. You all saved me.
That's right. Captain Jarash
Affirmative.
Wordhall of the Crimson Starhawk.
I reach out with my left arm, which is his prosthetic one.
He'll shake, and it basically feels like you've got an arm. There's sensation to it, strangely enough. So you're able to grip and things like you normally would, but like looking at it, it's almost like looking at someone else's completely different arm when you look down at it. Ensol informed us that it saved your life before we did. You were grievously wounded. You certainly don't look anything like the picture in the dossier we were given. Well, not completely.
It's true. I kind of close my eyes and give a little bow of my head and say, thank you kindly for saving my life. Wait a minute, was there anyone else with me?
No, just you. We found you laying next to a hole on the surface of Ganymede in one of the cities.
Right. Well, I reach out to shake everyone's hand. I'm Dagg Harlock, a ballistics expert and proud cerulean corsair.
From my
Well-
background, I've heard of that group, thus.
Yes. As a matter of fact, the two of you, now looking at each other, have a little bit of a recognition. Specifically, thinking back to the races.
Basically, I wouldn't have been a cyborg at that point, so I'd just say, yeah, Dag, we used to race all the time. But I was just a human back then.
Actually, both of
Yes.
you have a lot in common now, since you're both technically cyborgs.
Yeah. Name's Threava, remember me?
Right, that fiery redhead.
Aye, fiery.
You look quite a bit different.
Well, an enemy of my enemies is my friend.
I reach out to shake your hand.
I make it cyborg hand to cyborg hand, shaking hand.
I grip it as hard as I can.
Basically, hear the sound of two, like, plated knights shaking hands.
Do you want an arm wrestle or something?
Not now. I'm still a little, not 100%.
Which,
Uh,
at
I
this
have a
point,
one-
Trim will come up to you,
Outbounds,
Dag.
yeah.
Trim will come up to you, Dag, and, like, just complete disregard of personal space, gives you one, like, final checkup, like, does lymph node checking, which is actually quite pleasant for you being a cat. Like, it's just like, someone's, like, cupping your cheeks and feeling up under your chin, and it's that sort of nice sensation. And he'll just say, right, no strenuous activity for the next 24 hours.
Right. I don't get into strenuous activity at all. I look around for my do I have any? Is there my gear here? What am I wearing?
You're basically wearing what you had on you.
Okay.
But your top has been removed so that he could accurately, like, check you out and everything. You'd find bandages, some things like that, but, like, what he removed is laying near to the bed so that you can redress if you feel the need.
Right. So I don't know how well did the DM describe him, but I suppose I will do it for the viewers at home. As I stand 6 foot flat. I'm a tabaxi, and I have the appearance of a white tiger. My one organic eye is the right one, and it is blue, a bright blue. And then the other half of my face is covered encased in looks like metal that has been formed around, like it was molded specifically for the shape. And instead of a normal eye, is a solid red eye that glows. With his shirt off, you would see that the entire left arm is completely cybernetic. It goes up into the shoulder, which is a whirling sphere that looks like it could probably bend and move in ways a normal arm couldn't, given the need. And as it rests on the shoulder, a plate that grows across his left pectoral, almost to where his heart is, and just under where his armpit is, and almost it looks like it's if he was lost the entire left half of his top of his chest, and Ensol has replaced it. So he goes and he puts on his top, which is a dashing, classic pirate, large V-neck silk shirt, fully open, down to probably around the navel. The arm where his left arm is it's ripped open to allow free movement for his prosthetic, and then the right arm is a full sleeve, which is wrapped with a white bandage to keep it free and open. He has dark, extremely tight leather trousers that and very very beautiful boots with a beautiful scrolling of leaves and very very fancy. It looks like if he weren't a pirate, he'd be some kind of fashion model. So as he puts on his gear, he turns around and he goes to shake the hand of this Warforged. Hello, I am Dagg.
This unit is odd job. Job. And he like squeezes your hand way too tight. Job. This unit is odd job, and he releases tension.
Did Ensol pick anything up, when we made contact?
Are you asking odd job or Josh?
No, Josh.
Yes. Yes. There was certainly recognition.
And odd job like starts tapping on your robotic eye. Is Insol still in there? Is Insol still operational?
Yes. I am functioning at 100% capacity.
What he said. Then I turn my attention downward as I look
At PakPak?
Yes.
What do you want?
I kind of give a sly grin as there's a sort of a flash of recognition in the aspect of making things go boom. You must be a kindred spirit. Have you seen my gun?
Have I seen his gun?
Yes, it would have been on his person.
Do we know where it ended up?
That's a good question. You know what? Dagg, why don't you roll me a percentile dice, please?
I Excellent. First roll of the night.
If it's a nat 1, I'm keeping it.
If it's a 17, I'm keeping it.
$20.
Oh, I was close to keeping it.
20. With a 20, you have fallen within the percentage that your weapon was in fact on your person and was collected and safely stored in the armory.
Ah, okay. I think your gun's in the armory, but they wouldn't let me in there for some reason.
Yeah, show me where it is.
It's like, alright, follow me. And they lead you to it.
Hey,
When you
Dad.
guys go to the armory, you find a short, diminutive little kobold with a somewhat like charcoal gray complexion in a sort of little rocket raccoon romper suit, who is tending to all of the gear, and he's actually like tinkering with Dagg's weapon when you go there.
And basically say, hey, it's not nice to touch our people's weapons without the permission.
For your
Yeah.
information, you old bat, I was repairing it. So Sleeping Beauty's finally awake, eh?
Aye, right here.
I step forward and say, is that my R66 fire shard?
It. And it had a lot of blast scoring on it. I don't know what the hell you do with your weapons, pal, but this thing, well, let me just put it to you this way. If I hadn't got my hands on it right now, it wouldn't have fired again. You're welcome.
It's debatable, but I know my way around this rifle. Does he hand it to me?
Ish, what he is doing. Basically just tinkering, loosening a few things, tightening a few others, and then he will hand it back to you. Should work like brand new. If not, then, well, you're a fucking liar.
If this thing misfires and I burn off my whiskers again, I'm coming for you.
Well, you know what? I will guarantee that it will not misfire ever again, because I'm the one looking after your gear. Quartermaster Zex, at your service.
I will reach down to shake his hand.
This is a surprisingly firm grip for someone his size.
I give him a suave side grin and say, Dagg Harlock, at yours.
So, the captain tell you what you're doing aboard our space tub yet?
No, I woke up after experiencing a horrible accident. As I'm saying this, I want to do like cool like rifle twirls, just to get the feeling of the weapon again.
Check.
Sorry, what check?
Performance.
Right.
Oh no.
Nat one, nat one, nat one.
Okay, performance. I got a +3 to this.
Okay. Oh no.
What'd you get?
Why? It must curse me.
Was that nat one?
That's a nat one.
You just woke up. You're still healing. You're still healing.
Who is currently in the room with...
I'm right next to Dagg.
Yeah, I'm
PakPak's
right
in there.
beside. I'm right beside Dagg as I led to the armory. I'm literally right. I'm literally right beside Dagg.
I'm going to make a roll.
But
Oh god.
Oh god.
who's getting shot?
Meanwhile, me and Nebula are just chilling out.
You're sipping tea or
Perfect.
something.
Bang!
Is
So-
Lilith chilling out with you?
Yeah, I'll be hanging out with you guys.
Dagg starts to do the baton twirls, but since Ensol is a part of him now, and he's not quite used to having Ensol in the passenger seat, he sort of flubs partway through, and just you guys hear a boom as he clips Oddjob in the face with the rifle.
Oh, ow, ow. There's that little screen that displays his emotions is now like slightly cracked.
Aww.
There's a little cheer emoji going down the visor.
Aw.
Ow, ow.
Hey, Josh, for stuff like that, would the mending cantrip work?
Yeah. Ending
I'm gonna climb up on top of your face and just start using the mending cantrip on your visor.
Why has the unit known as Dagg attacked? Oddjob. Will we commence battle?
Nah, I
Sorry,
think it was
this was not my fault. Ensol, you idiot.
There is nothing
I-
wrong with this unit.
I attach it to my back, and it will kind of attach to like this kind of magnetic slot, so it fits nicely on my back. And I say I apologize, Oddjob, and then I'll reach out with Ensol's hand, and I will also use mending on him. And
This
the way
pleases this unit.
the way his quote unquote magic works is Ensol is comprised of millions and millions of tiny microbots, right? And he forms into a solid shape. So as he does this, you see just this little tiny swarm, this glittering swarm of silver and red, kind of go over where he points his fingertip, and it kind of just washes over a little bit as like a scrape in some of your metal, a little hole in like a pot mark rust just start to reform.
Mm. This unit is grateful for the healing.
Now then, Dagg,
Uh,
we should probably discuss what you're doing here and why we picked you up.
that would make the most sense.
Well, it turns out you're fortunate that we happened to be in the neighborhood looking for you. We were given a dossier by a benefactor of ours that said that you were good at, what you do, and we'd need you for a series of dangerous missions. How exactly do you feel about killing some nasty sorts?
Well, it's something I've done for most of my life, so it's second nature.
Perfect. Well, in that case, welcome to the crew of the Starhawk. We're being offered quite a lot of sickles for these contracts. The first one, well, our benefactor handed us a 5,000 Crescent Nova card. Well, she didn't hand it to us. She presented it to us. I presume we'll actually get it once we commit to our work.
All we have to do is take out some clown. It's easy.
Oh, it's a clown, is it?
No, it's a Harlock one, specifically. apparently used to work for some circus. Real creepy sort. Likes to kill people, apparently, or some such.
Would I
don't really
have
know
any
what
knowledge
they've
of this?
done. Why don't you make just a straight up intelligence roll?
Can I
Nat
assist
one,
by
nat
showing
one.
him the? Because I would still have that rock with the image of it on.
Yes. You would basically have the image, which is basically just like a portrait that's been sort of overlaid onto one of those little crystal tablets, almost like a Kindle, basically.
Okay, so roll with advantage, or?
Yes, you may roll with advantage.
14.
With a 14, you've probably been to this circus. Probably maybe once or twice. And it is a very unique circus. You know it as the Mr. Oak Circus of the Dark and Macabre. And basically it's a circus that basically thrives on the weird, the unnatural, the macabre, the dangerous, and you might have seen this guy perform at least once. His shows were basically like demented black comedy, like fatal slapstick, all sorts of other things, like gruesome injuries and stuff played for laughs. Like death-defying stunts that would result in grievous injuries, but played up for laughs, all that kind of stuff.
You kind of see Dagg's whiskers twitch as he ruminates a little bit as he turns to the captain and, well, this contract's all well and good, but I'm not exactly a free man. I will have to run this by my own captain.
As long as you have the contact information, we could facilitate communication.
I do have the ship contact code, yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll set up communications. Go into the cockpit and give our pilot the information, and she'll get you set up.
Right. I go to do that. Does anyone follow me?
I think PakPak would.
Odd Job is probably good. He's gonna go back to charging himself.
Hearing that you're okay now and you're going off to do your own thing, Threava will return to her quarters and just listen to music again.
As we're going to the cockpit, the PakPak, do you have your weapon on you?
Oh yeah, always.
You know, I've been around the astral expanse and seen all manner of weapons, and I am quite a good shot, and I don't think I've seen anything like what's on your back.
I'll pull it off my back. Yeah, you'd never see one like this. Built it myself. So one of a kind.
May I? I hold out my hands.
PakPak will put it into his chest and then very hesitantly give it to you. You break it, I will kill you.
You know what? Fair's fair, and I'll reach out and I'll hand you mine.
Ooh.
Now this thing is huge. It is, you know, if I were to hold up my hand, you know, So it's probably like 5 feet in length, you know, from the end of the barrel to the end of the stock.
I think when you give it to PakPak basically just has to stop. You can't carry something that big.
I look over his rifle. I want to inspect this. I want to see like how it's made, the craftsmanship, and
Oh, I'm definitely inspecting this rifle too.
should I roll some kind of check or?
Spec weapon, I would say, especially a weapon like this, it would be an Arcana check. Arcana checks govern technology in this universe. If it was like steampunk or something, it might be something different. But Magitech constitutes Arcana.
I got a 19.
I got a 9.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Well, I will leave describing your personal weapons up to you boys. Just remember each other's scores. PakPak did good. Dagg did not good.
I think that Dagg would notice the giant purple crystal. It's kind of hard not to.
Yep.
It would be like carved with runes and glyphs and all in like really bad handwriting. He would notice that it has recently been used. He would notice that there is an energy pack in the back. And he would notice a scope.
What does the crystal feel like in my hand as I hold it?
It's at the moment will be cold. It'll be cold to the touch. It'll be fairly rough. You can clearly tell he's chiseled it himself.
I hold it up and I take a look down the scope, and then and as for my weapon is it's a R66 Fire Shard rifle. It's a long range sniper, but it's not a standard. It's the standard one is normally quite a dark metal, and this one is with such a high score. You would notice that the sheen of the metal is almost identical to that of his of Ensol and Dagg's prosthetics. It almost looks like it was sort of claimed or marked as or built on top over, as Ensol must have so this weapon is ours. It's very heavy. There is sort of a red energy core that you would probably know is not also standard. This thing is very powerful, and in their right hands, it's a deadly weapon.
Hey, Jerry. This is a good rifle. I'm looking to upgrade mine. I may look into yours a bit more later.
Well, I'd be happy to talk shop, I hand back his rifle and say, I am excited to see how this works.
I look down. I look at you. I look at your rifle. I'm like, do you want to take this back? It's kind of heavy.
Right. I pick it up again and stick it on my back as we go to the cockpit.
You know, I had a little look at that AI on your face. This is a one of a kind. This is technology that hasn't been seen. Do you know anything about it?
I wish I did. We were, me and my crew were given a contract by some, I don't know, archaeologist or noble to explore the ruins of Ganymede, and we were sent a location, and we blasted our way in to this location, only for long dormant anti-air defenses to shoot our ship. I was in the turret at the bottom, and it of course got hit first, and I crashed through several floors, and that's where I encountered Ensol, a husk, up against a wall. I suppose I was dying then as I crawled to him, and that's probably when we merged. I don't know anything about it or the location. I don't even know if my crew is alive, honestly. But that's why I want to try. Perhaps they could tell me who who hired us, and maybe it was wrong info or something. I don't know.
Would you mind if I carried on investigating with you? I'm interested here. This technology is far beyond, and I want to see where this goes.
Oh, I think you and I are kindred spirits.
And hey, if I find some cool tech, I can stick it in my gun.
And we'll watch it how it explodes things, yes?
Oh yeah. A grenade just falls off my chest, and I'll pick it up, put it back on. Don't worry, it's not live.
Oh. You should see you should see my room on my ship. There is lots of grenades there.
Can I come with you?
If it is still flying, I'll show you around. So yes, I make my way to the cockpit to talk to the person flying it.
So you go to the cockpit. You meet the pilot. Her name is Induvan, and she's an owlin. She looks like a barn owl, dressed in something of just a plain shirt with a vest over the top of it, and some plain old khaki trousers. And as she's piloting the ship, she looks over her shoulder as she recognizes footsteps, and she's like, the new edition has finally woken up. Making your rounds, I suppose? And she's just concentrating on the controls and piloting the ship.
PakPak, you would probably notice Dagg's tail kind of twitch left and right in almost a feral, predatory way as he I need to hail another ship, and I have the coordinates here. Do you mind if we open the channel?
she'll stop what she's doing and she spins her chair around and she's like, "All right, let me see it."
I give her the I give her the coordinates to hail the ship.
She'll look at the code and she'll be like, "Now this is a Cerulean Corsair code. And I think I know these people. Scabbers, right?"
Hardly. More than just simple scabbers.
If you say so. Well, should be easy enough to contact them. And she'll start typing on the console, and it's basically like you can see different, like, almost like keyboard keys arranged into several different keypads and arrangements and covered in different runes. And she types in a different code, and it's not that the keys press in. Whenever she taps one, the rune lights up, and it almost creates a sequence. And then, almost like a Skype call, a sort of illusory screen will whoop
Dagg's heart
on the front
is
cockpit
racing.
window. And at first there's just static, but then you see an image start to appear, but it's very fractured and limited, and there's a lot of static interference. But then eventually it finally settles stably for the most part, with the occasional flicker. Now, I need you to remind me a little bit about the crew of the Calypso, because I looked around and I couldn't find individual details on any of these people.
I swear I posted.
Oh, did you
hang
put it
on.
in your? Did you put it in your chat?
Yeah.
I went looking directly in the backstory.
Oh, it's
probably
not. Oh, it's not there. It's not there. Hang on. Let me. It should be there. It's not. It's my fault.
The first face you see is that of Meg's. PakPak, what you would see is an extremely old elven woman with a lot of frizzy hair, and despite her age, like, she's very wiry and spry, and she's got thick tinted goggles over her eyes. Hello? Come in. Come in. Oh. I think I've got him. I think I've got him, Captain. And then, like, it goes static again, and then, like, you just hear percussive maintenance in the background, like someone smacking something, and then it comes back, and she's like, There, I got it. Nope, I got it this time, Captain. Oh, would you look at that? It is. I'm not going daft. It's Dagg, Captain. It's Dagg. He's alive. Dagg, you're alive. Bloody hell. What in the devil happened? We thought you were gone for sure.
Megs by the stars. I don't think I've been happier to see you. Well, I thought you were a goner also.
See, we managed to limp away. And by limp away, I'm pretty literal about that. We managed to jump to a different star system in the cluster, but we had to set down, and the landing wasn't exactly soft.
Well, where are you?
No idea. Not the foggiest fucking clue. All I can say is, well, it's somewhat pleasant, at least. It's a bit on the cold side, but it's not, like, awful. We're not freezing to death or anything, but it's sort of piney.
Right.
I don't know if it's charted or not. We haven't really found any sort of civilization on scouting expeditions, or at least I haven't. I don't know about these other gits, but, well, we're safe for the most part, but the ship's in a pretty bad way. I had to rip out all the comms and completely rebuild them from scratch and use, well, some bits of the ship to make it work again. We're out looking for supplies and mostly just raw ores at this point. We could probably make it work, but you know.
Well, if anyone can make it work, it's you. There is. I've been propositioned with another contract.
Oh, you want to talk to Bluebeard? Hang
yes.
on. Captain! Dagg wants to talk to you. I don't give a shit. Get over here and talk to him. He's alive. And eventually, you see Megs get pushed out of the way by a very large, rotund hippo man with a large blue beard that is sort of like tied into like various, I guess they're Viking knots. Well, I'll be damned. Megs wasn't bullshitting. Dags, you're alive. Nice, nice new bits you got there. I'm guessing the attack caused that.
Yeah, I went into a real bad way there for a moment. But I'm alive. And you are too, so...
Yeah, well, most of us. We lost T.
What?
Yeah, we took a bit of a second shot while she was trying to restabilize the engines, and the engines practically blew up in her face. Quite literally. It wasn't pretty. We gave her a burial, though, so, we gave her a burial like her people would have wanted, so it's not all terribly bad news, but, yeah, we lost T. Sebs is around here somewhere. I think he went hunting for food.
Well, that's good at least. Captain, I've been propositioned with a new contract to hunt down a Harlequin. And seeing as we are very likely many light years apart,
Yeah, well, the Calypso isn't going to be getting off the ground anytime soon, and we don't even know where the hell we are, so we couldn't tell you where to go to pick us up if we wanted to. We're not really sure where we are. We just know we're in one of the adjacent star systems to the Ganymede system.
well, that's a start. Then I am going to do my best to try and get to you. But I will assist the people who saved my life first.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll contact you ourselves if we ever manage to get off this rock, and we'll try and limp our way back to On the Rocks, the Raspuga spaceport. So we'll have you meet us there. It's going to be slow going, though. We've had to cannibalize other bits of the ship to patch some other systems. I wouldn't say she's flyable, but she's at least good shelter, so that's a start. The engines took the worst of it, along with the turret. We're gonna have to completely get the turret replaced. There's nothing left of it. We thought there was nothing left of you as well, but the fact that you survived that, damn, I tell you what.
Must be one of my 9 lives, huh?
I think it might have been more than just one of them, if we're being honest. When I say there's nothing left, there's a hole in the hull where the turret used to be.
Yeah, I didn't see much. Just fire and explosion.
That's about all we saw. We weren't even aware your body had survived. We thought you'd just been vaporized, but damned if I'm not very happy to have been wrong in my assumptions. It was hard enough losing T, losing you too. Morale's been like dog shit the past few days. But this will definitely make Sevs a bit happier.
I'm glad he made it out as well.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad for him. He just dislocated his leg. We popped it right back in like it never happened. Megs somehow made it without much of a problem, and well, I hurt my back pretty bad. I'm doing a little bit better. Sevs is fine. Megs is fine. But yeah, you know the situation now. But yeah, if you're looking for permission to sign up with this other crew and everything, then you've got it. It's not like I can really do anything about it anyway.
Thank you, Captain.
Is your new captain... Sorry, is the captain of the crew you're joining up with you? And at that point, Jirash will sort of step into the call and just be like, yeah, I'm here. Hi, Jirash Wordhall, captain of the Crimson Starhawk. I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, she's new. She's new.
Shade.
It wasn't actually meant to be shade. Like it was literally like, yeah, I'm captain of the Starhawk. And he's like, haven't heard of that one. So Captain Wordhall's like, yeah, she's new. We're gonna put her through her paces, though. We're hoping, we're kind of hoping Dagg will help us build our reputation. And he's like, well, you're welcome. Dagg's one of the finest. Damn good at what he does. Wouldn't have picked anyone better. Except maybe T. But she is sadly no longer able to do what she does. That said, take good care of our boy. You don't, I will stick my foot so far up your ass, it will kick your head off.
He's done that before to someone, so watch out.
And Captain Wordhall's like, well, good luck. We Dragonborn, we don't really have one like any other. We've got something called a cloaca. He's like, I could have gone my entire life without knowing that. But good to know, I guess. It'll make it easier. I really don't know what to do with that information, and then you just see Captain Wordhall just burst into laughter. And he just does like the condescending Wonkaline, and he's like, well, that's how you keep your enemies on your toes, right? He's like, you know what? I can't argue with that. It
Never let
definitely
them
threw
know
me
your
for a
next
loop.
move.
Good luck, Dagg. We'll be in contact. Or we'll try to. Are you sure this thing is still working, Megs? Okay. I just asked. We'll let you go, Dagg. Good luck.
Same to you.
And with that, the call ends. And it's at this point that a little bit of an alert pops up on the sort of console, and
Wasn't me.
Indivin just glances down like she's not even worried. Like it's like she knows the noise. Ah, proximity alert. We're pulling into Respuga.
Looked at a PakPak. Are you sure it wasn't you?
I don't think so.
It was
I
him.
checked myself for all my grenades.
If it was him, I would have murdered him. Nobody touches my flight controls except me. Is that understood, Mr. Harlock?
Cross my heart and hope to die. As I do, I crossing over, the metal part of my heart that does or does not exist yet. I didn't check.
Smeg just smirks.
Who's Smeg?
Sorry, PakPak.
Yes, Smeg.
Full campaign.
Oh my god. Yes, we have an 8.5-foot barbarian on the ship. Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, it was
For those
gonna
of
be.
you at home.
It's only going to be so long before one of us did that.
So for those of you at home, Tech also plays an 8-foot tall barbarian man named Smeg in another campaign that we play in. So there's that. Anyway, brain fart shenanigans aside, the ship docks as described earlier, and you guys make your way back to the pub, which I have music for this time.
How tall is everyone, by the way?
I'm 6'4".
6'7".
6'3".
That
6
is
foot.
Okay.
not what I want.
Okay.
PakPak is 3 foot.
Might as well send that to its original destination, and then
Right.
I should get the music.
Foot
Oh my
9.
god, advertisements. I miss my Spotify Premium so fucking much. Every single time I go to Spotify to get a track for this.
What about Odd Job?
10'3".
What? Crikey.
Absolutely massive unit.
No, I'm about 6 foot, 6'3" ish, depending on what's broken and what's not.
Okay. So, despite being 6 foot tall, I also, other than PakPak, because of his race, am the smallest one. Me and Lilith are the same size.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, one thing Lilith would have noticed is if she came to chill out, Gawhyl would have left the room.
Say that again.
When Lilith came to join me and Nebula, Gawhyl would have left the room.
Ouch.
Oh.
The entire time Nebula was just in that room, she was in a trance, but it would have become very apparent that she was floating about 4 inches above the ground the entire time.
Great. You do you.
Yeah, just
By the way, Lilith.
casual things.
Yeah.
By the way, Lilith,
Mhm.
if you want to figure out why you get that reaction from Gawhyl, you can make an insight check.
Insight check.
Yes.
I'm nowhere near dice. Oh no, hold on.
I mean,
I'm a
you
terrible
can use
D&D
robotic dice if you have to roll 20. So that's D&D
I have to
Beyond.
get to it. No, yeah. Okay. Insight check.
I'm rolling my special Eroist dice from High Rollers D&D, which is one of my most proud purchases, the limited edition ones. Those things were expensive, And I can't believe I actually got some. I also have my fucking Roll High shirt on. D&D tradition for me, so...
So I rolled a 16 plus 4 on insight, so unnatural 20.
A dirty 20. Splendid.
Tell me why. Explain.
It'd just be a case of... You'd sense that it's nothing against you personally.
Okay.
Like, there's nothing actually against you. But
Okay.
it's something about you compared to the others that he does it like in a polite way, just like excuses himself and then doesn't come back afterwards.
Okay, that didn't explain much, but that's okay. He's afraid of me.
It's something about you compared to others that it almost seems like a lack of trust.
Which one?
Or...
Oh, okay. I see. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
You guys arrive back and you travel to the pub on the rocks. It's basically a sort of afterlife style nightclub. Lots of hot dancing people at poles that are on tables.
How busy is it?
Neon lights, the whole shebang.
Oh yeah, the whole fucking shebang. Like this place is a pure den of iniquity.
Well, before Threava goes there, Sea Pits are pendant away, and if there's something that they can lock up, he's gonna lock it.
Yeah, it's very sleazy. Like, the captain would probably describe it as a piss hole.
Yeah,
That's
would
would be.
Why are we here again?
You are reconvening with Karma so that she may give you the details on your first contract.
Got it.
Is it super
PakPak
busy in
walks
this
in.
place?
Oh,
Okay, one at a time, children.
Is it super busy in this
Pupper
place
first.
as well?
Yes, it's a nightclub. It's not like packed like say a Universal Studios amusement park during the summer, but there's there's a crowd on the dance floor. The tables are relatively full. There are a few people standing up, like probably waiting or just loitering, but other than that, it's not terrible. But it's full of people, yes. Up in the VIP section where you're going, it's a lot less crowded. Like, this is you've got basically like your area where everybody comes, and then like you've got your VIP area. You know, typical club. But you go into one of the back rooms where Karma has set herself up, and she's basically probably paying a lot for these because these rooms are technically usually for private shows.
Next.
And like she sat like it's basically like this little round sort of cubicle with like a small round table in the middle, and it looks like the table is like big enough for like someone to stand on, and there's a bit in the middle that looks like something could come up out of it. It's not exactly the classiest location to meet, but it's definitely secure. Like, these rooms are private, so it's probably the best place she could have offered to meet. When she comes in, or when you come in, she's sat down, like, central, and you guys can, like, join her around the table if you wish. And she will uncloak herself. Gawhyl, make an intelligence check. This is specifically a remembrance check, or a
Nat 20.
nat 20.
Good God.
Yes.
So, looking at her face when she pulls down the hood, you almost go into like a Vietnam-style flashback.
Oh.
And during your past, you remember that this person used to work at you know where, and she did not leave on pleasant terms with them.
Okay. What?
But she won't specifically like call you out unless you specifically decide to address it.
Would it be bad memories of her, or was she okay?
Good memories, actually. Like, she specifically... You remember, like, the one running the show, like, she hated his guts.
Yeah, okay.
She fucking despised him. She always got into bouts with him. Like, she once socked him in the face, like, just straight up right hooked his ass and made him do a spin. So, like, that's probably one of your more pleasant memories from that time. Just the fact that she decked his ass.
It's
And
like...
that was specifically the moment when she left. But that was still like a very proud moment of Schadenfreude in the back of your mind.
I guess if you paid attention, you'd see like the tailback slightly at the side of her.
Everyone can make perception checks if you'd like to catch Gawhyl waggling away like the pupper that he is.
Sure, I will make a perception check. And I got, dirty 20, 19 plus 1.
15.
15.
PakPak's too busy just looking around at everything else.
Yeah, same with Lola. She's just like, oh, why are we here?
She'll just like, she notices it as well, and she'll just give a bit of an acknowledging smirk before then, silently offering to everyone to sit.
As usual, Nebula does not.
I see you were all successful in crewing the people for the job. Well done. This proves that you're capable. In situations that don't involve violent murder, anybody can kill. But for other situations, other attributes will be required, and I'm pleased to see that you fulfill all requirements.
Dagg, as he takes his seat, he does swivel the chair around, so he sits in it backwards, but tries to sit in like a cool way. Arm around the back of the chair, like it's like like he's trying to be like a super super suave and
Performance check.
Right.
Yes.
You that one again and you fall back first.
You find one bit of seat that doesn't have the backrest.
He's specifically trying to be the dashing rogue, the charming pirate.
For those of you who were not here when I initially met with the captain, you may call me Karma. And I will be your benefactor. The simple reason that I've asked all of you here is because I have not just a job, but a series of jobs. This wonderful place that we live in is stained. And I don't mean that in the literal sense, and she'll just glare at PakPak. Even though, yes, it is literally true, our beautiful astral expanse is infected with a disease that I feel must be purged. I'm certain your lupine friend here will very much agree, especially since a lot of these people will have treated him unfairly in the past.
you can see that Carl's just looking like it's not glum would be the wrong word, but like understanding, like he knows.
Is it a virus? Is it an organic or digital virus? I'm more worried of a digital virus. No reason.
It is an organic virus called sapient life.
Oh, thank God.
It can harm you too, though, my metallic friend.
Hmm?
Yes. I refer to sapient life. That is to say, life like you. And your lupine friend over here. And Mr. Harlock. Walking, talking, smart enough to make its own decisions. Smart enough to fly a ship. Smart enough to be a cloaca, and she'll just wink at the captain, and he'll just smirk. This virus, well, let's just say there are people in the Expanse who are the equivalent of mutated cells, harmful to the rest of us in many different ways. Specifically, your first trial, let's put it that way, is the Harlequin. He was there when I worked where he did, and where your lupine friend did. I will allow him to explain in his own time what he did in his past, if he so chooses. What you need to know is that this person is an indescribable piece of shit. But I will do my best. I have a dossier for you. I will allow everyone here to read it at their own leisure. Actually turn on sharing for this document. It'd be very awkward if I didn't. Ah, good, I did. In session text, you have the dossier. If someone wishes to read aloud, you may read aloud. Basically, if you want to read this aloud, your character can just basically scoop it up and start reading.
Well, I was going to do it, but I don't think Nebula would do that, so...
Intel, Harlequin, name, unknown, age.
No.
Please,
unknown.
for the love of Christ, someone that isn't the robot.
I grabbed the dossier.
It's just like turning on text to speech. Indeed.
Right. All right,
Can
go
handle
on, Dagg.
Microsoft Sam. This is like if Microsoft Sam was drunk and had a stroke.
Race, unknown, homeworld,
And then Dagg grabs it and say, "All right, go on, Dagg. You'd be better doing it than me."
All right, this is the Harlequin. Name unknown, age unknown, race unknown, homeworld unknown.
God, is anything known?
Well, I was. Pharma is. How tall is this person? What's their body shape like? Did they have a male or feminine figure? Like, really? Is this all you put down?
You gotta keep I think you must keep reading the document. Perhaps if you finish reading it, you will get the information you need. It's almost like there's 2 paragraphs that describe the energy of this character.
Right. I don't personally remember much about this one, other than he just seemed to show up one day. Had a cocky swagger to him. Okay, there you go. It looks like you're right on job. Had an uncanny confidence in his craft. Never actually saw his real face either. As far as I knew, he never took off that mask. No amount of digging came up with any kind of background either. So he could practically be anyone in the Expanse. Haven't ruled out the possibility he's a changeling either. There are a few accounts of him using illusory magic in his axe, as well as psionics and some claim he can teleport and go invisible. If he's a former magi, that makes him an 11 on a scale of dangerous. Ultimately, he sounds unpredictable, so watch your asses.
Is that
His
on a
crime.
scale of 1 to 10, and that's 11, or like 1 to 100?
I don't know how karma grades the scale of dangerousness, so I cannot answer that.
Probably guess
Scale of 1
11
to
out at
5.
1 to 5. Okay, so an 11 is quite high.
I just look at you and say, "Quiet? This is double the highest number."
Let's
crime.
go to the crime section.
Yes, where do I fucking start? Multiple counts of murder and torture. The sicko apparently gets off on it, and survivors say they heard him erupting with inhumane cackles as he worked. He's got a huge sense of black humor. Assault is another crime, but never any direct cases. This creep has a
Cut out,
passion.
babe.
Yes.
Start again at creep, I think.
Okay. Creep has a passion for slapstick comedy and has a bad habit of setting up accidents for unsuspecting passerby. He put the clowns of the circus through some pretty harsh routines too during his stint there. Arson. He likes big flashy shows and fireworks. Doesn't care who's too close when they go off. Sounds like my kind of show, honestly. Then those are the big ones. No trafficking or sexual assault, at least. But don't worry, your crew will have to go at that kind of scum sooner rather than later. Last known location, nothing specific. What we do know is there have been a few scattered sightings, and most of the rations he was on Ziranu frontier world at the edge of the illicit space at the fringes of the Astral Congress territory. But that's why I had you build up this team. If you group up with all its combined skills, you can't track deaths, run them down, no one can. Watch it back on the edge of illicit territory. They're not keen on trespassers. Right. So that's that. Creepy clown likes creepy things.
Let's get ready and get going then.
Exactly. Enough talky talk, more shooty shoot.
Pew
I'm
pew.
born
bang,
ready.
I await word of your success or failure.
You're not gonna hear that second one.
I should hope not. I'd like to think that I'm actually a good judge of character.
If you hear about explosions, it wasn't me.
Or me.
I
Nebula
basically
just-
say,
Or
we all
me.
know what that means.
Nebula just looks very conflicted and upset, but she doesn't say anything.
Why are the women dancing?
There are men too. Like
Why are
it's
the
like
women and men dancing?
It is
It's-
a tradition on this planet.
it's also provocative erotic dancing. They're pole dancing.
It is a tradition. I must respect tradition as I head to the pole.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Stop.
They
Hold on.
are erotic entertainers.
Oh,
I basically
I
say to
continue to
the
head to
group.
the pole.
Oh no.
So- I say to the group, Sal, let's just leave him behind here. He seems to have fun here.
No,
He just keeps walking to the pole and like he's trying to grab it, but his head's built in a weird way, so his head keeps on whacking it. He's whacking his head to the pole every single time. Ow. Ow. Ow.
PakPak's gonna
Right
come
next
up
to you.
behind you and like try to get your arms onto the pole, try and move your head back.
Oh, thank you. And-
I walk over. Come on, you two. Stop
Oh,
wasting
okay.
time.
Oh, you couldn't pay me enough not to see this.
I'm sorry for offending the population here by not engaging in tradition.
Oh dear.
Oh my god. The robot is currently terrified of being. Well, he's currently terrified of offending the Wokies, as they
Yeah.
tend to say.
And head to. I guess we all head to the ship.
I'd stay back just for like a minute and just say, I will meet you outside.
Aye, okay.
All right.
And he would immediately.
This is actually probably the first time that everyone's seen Dagg, right? In person, like everyone else.
With the exception of me. I probably recognize you.
Well, no, as a group, because everyone kind of
yeah.
came to the table, right?
Yeah. But this is the first time we've met all together, pretty much.
Yeah. He would have been just on the ship just before we left to come to this place, I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we
it's
continue,
probably- yeah.
Maou has had some connection issues, so we'll take our break here.